Well, all things considered, a really successful couple of weeks for Norwich City. Good wins against Watford and Cardiff, kind of painted over that disappointing draw away to QPR. We have one of the best form records in 2024. We are in touching distance of the playoffs, and the opportunity to progress only greatens over the next couple of weeks. Blackburn Rovers are the opponents this Saturday for David Wagner's side. We've had a good couple of bits of injury news, and Blackburn are in a bit of a slump. So here we go. Strap yourselves in. A big thank you to Match Bingo for sponsoring all of our preview videos this season. They are the go-to app for football and bingo. Yes, you heard it right. It is a bingo game suited to football. It is absolutely brilliant. The link is in the description. I'll be playing along for this game this weekend. They've got every Premier League match, every Championship match on there. I've won a couple of times this season, and I know a few of you have as well. Go over there, check it out. Links in the description. Look, Blackburn in some pretty turgid form. Let's put it that way. 0-0 draw to Cardiff in the week. We know how poor Cardiff were. We played them last week. 2-2 draw to Preston. They got beat 1-0 to Birmingham. They did beat Stoke in the league. However, they're really struggling. And a 2-1 defeat to QPR. So, not great. Previous to that, a 1-1 draw to Huddersfield. So they've played quite a few of the teams down at the bottom in recent weeks and haven't really mustered anything. Now they've changed manager. They've now got John Eustace in charge. Of course, he was doing great things at Birmingham until he was fired in favour of Wayne Rooney. That worked out well. They've gone slightly more direct since Yondal Thomason left the club, and I think they're in somewhat of a transition period. Now, you look at them, they're 16th in the division, which you would assume is safe from the relegation battle. But it's really, really tight down there. You've got Birmingham on 38 points. You've got Blackburn on 38 points. The 22nd spot is held by QPR at the moment, and they're on 32. Both them and Sheffield Wednesday have had a slight uptick in form. So I don't think anyone from 15th down is safe at the moment. So Blackburn, I would say, on the outside of a bit of a relegation scrap. Let's forget about that for now. Let's look at Norwich City. As I mentioned earlier, a couple of better bits of injury news. Ben Gibson is back and available for this weekend after missing the win against Cardiff. Josh Sargent has had a good week. I think it's still very much a managing minutes type setup with Josh. He's, of course, still in the kind of recovery phase, I guess you'd say, of that really long-term serious injury that he picked up at the start of the season. He has been majestic since his return. I think was it 7-7 or something like that. His strike rate has been absolutely phenomenal in terms of minutes per goal. Is at the top of the Championship by quite some way. He's averaging a goal every 80 minutes this season, which is truly phenomenal form. And we look better when Josh Sargent is in this team. He is so pivotal to the style we play, to the way that we play, the tempo, the kind of press that we set out to try. Josh Sargent is pivotal. So keeping him fit is going to be absolutely key for our playoff chances this season. Johnny Rowe is out for a couple of months. No surgeries required on his hamstring injury. It's just desperately unfortunate. I think if we would have had Rowe, Science, Barnes, Sargent, like that is a real front four to be reckoned with, and it still is. With Onel or Christian Fastnacht in there, they've filled in well. Particularly Onel Hernandez, who I think's having some of his better form. Yeah, the numbers still aren't quite there, but in terms of productivity on the pitch, I think that's been far better. I think the other thing to note is there's a couple of games also happening this weekend. Teams in and around us playing each other. So you've got Hull West Brom, that's the early kickoff on Saturday. And you've also got Coventry taking on Preston. That's the Friday night fixture. Probably two teams that we are slightly out of our grasp is Leeds against Leicester. So some really big Championship fixtures this weekend. The only reason I note that is because I think if you look at the midweek fixtures, you have gone, everything's gone against us. Hull have won, West Brom have won, Ipswich have won in the last minute. All the teams in and around us have won. I actually look at our fixture list from now until the end of the season. I actually think it's quite kind. I think it's probably the kindest of the teams that we're battling with for that top 6 finish. So, as David Wagner said in his press conference, try not to worry about that stuff. I know it's very easy to get caught up in fixtures and who's playing who and what's going on, but let's focus in on what we're doing. And actually, at the moment, we're doing it quite well. I think I've got to the point now. Watford and Cardiff felt big because, you know, if winning those two puts us in a position of a real platform to build from this season. But at the same time, the opposition wasn't great, and we're still trying to figure out exactly where we are with this Norwich side. But now we've won those two and we've seen the way in which we can play, I'm almost feeling a slight sense of expectation, and with that brings pressure. So I'm going into these games now with real, with kind of a nervous energy in a good way. Like there's something on the line for these games, and so often this season, I've not been complacent with it, but it's felt like we're just meandering to a mid-table finish. It doesn't feel like that anymore. It feels like there's something that we can achieve here, and that's really exciting. With Ben Gibson back in the fold, it's going to be interesting to see whether Kenny McLean starts at centre-back or midfield. He actually spoke really well in a press conference today and said that the mood around the place is really good, that he still prefers playing in the middle of the park. At 32 years of age, he's feeling the fittest he's ever felt. You know, this is a man who's having one of the seasons of his career, very much in the hunt for the Player of the Season title here at Norwich City, and has been so crucial to the way that we've played. It's just led by example, and I think that's the absolute key here. So, look, this is a game that I'm going to call it a banana skin. I'm going to use that cliche. We should be beating Blackburn. They're in pretty dire form. They are a different side to who we played at Carrow Road when we lost 3-1 in one of the lowest moments of the season. You know, we should be good enough, and also we're a different team to that point as well. We're looking far better. This is a game that we should be winning. They've got threats. They've got the top scorer in the division in Sammy Schmodix. But I think we're good enough. I think the performances of recent, you know, West Brom, Coventry, Watford, Cardiff, 4 really, really good home displays. That's not really been our issue though this season. The away form has been the issue, and you know, we've already lost to QPR and Rotherham. Let's not lose to Blackburn. Let's go there and prove something. Let's get it done. Let's really cement ourselves as a top 6 candidate, and hopefully kick on. Let me know what you're thinking down in the comment section below. If you're making the trip to Ewood Park, stay safe, enjoy yourself. It's a cracking little ground, and here's the 3 points. See you later, everyone. Bye-bye.